the 80s and 90s babies will remember this. I remember playing soccer, and at halftime you'd have that apple juice or Capri Sun and orange wedges. Like, why did our parents do that? Why did every mom had a different, game? Everybody had to bring the oranges and bring the juice and bring the sweets, bring the sugar to the game, so that at halftime our little bodies would go boom, thank you, and we could keep going during the hot sun in the summer days. That was the best. I have like core childhood memories of those days. And if you want to be like a kid, have the vitality of a child that is unencumbered by the craziness of this world, you're going to need to eat and act like a child. So this morning I skipped the banana smoothie. I had my liter of water. I drank some apple juice when I woke up, and then I ate this whole package of figs, which is just shy of half a kilo. And I worked on this. This is 350 grams of jam, and as you can see, there's not much left. And there was a handful of chestnuts, not even, there was like 4 chestnuts that I had yesterday that I just kind of ate with the jam. So if you want to have energy, if you want to feel good, if you want to be able to just laugh and play games and enjoy your day, enjoy the sunshine, be grateful, see the good things, you're going to need to have enough sugar. When I was a kid up north, my Oma, we would make like raspberry and blueberry jam, and I remember her in front of the stove, stirring it and just pouring sugar into it, and it was the best I've ever had in my life. I used to just eat jam from the jar when she made it. My Oma made the best jam because she did put as much sugar as possible, and then we would have it on the bread and it was toasted, and I used to put butter on it because but even without the butter, I do remember just eating it bam 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 out of the jar. And like, my family, my father's side is like Hungarian German, so there was so much noodles and so much potatoes, and of course there was a little bit of meat, but like the core of the meal for them, it used to be the bread, the potatoes, the noodles. Like, that's what I remember enjoying the most. And I had such a sensitive stomach. I remember eating greasy meats and stuff and immediately having to go to the washroom and eject because my body just couldn't handle that much amount of oil and fat. Never had that experience when I had a bowl of candy. Never had that experience when I ate a bunch of fruit. We would go on the boat, and what would you always have to bring food on the boat because you get hungry on the water. And we would always have sodas. There'd be sandwiches and everything too. Like, I grew up eating, like I said, everything. It wasn't like my family was high carb, but the stuff that I remember really enjoying was the carbohydrates. That's the stuff that I really remember enjoying, and it never gave me a hard time. Although, it's like, oh, it's too much sugar, it's too much sugar. Most people that fear sugar still get it somehow. They still drink alcohol. They still have fruit. My mother would cut up strawberries for us as kids, and she would pour sugar on it because she knew we wouldn't eat it unless it tasted like really good, unless it tasted like candy. Be like a child, remember the vitality of children. They are not full up on bad memories, bad experiences. I'm speaking from my own experience, right? So it's like, I have these great memories of being a kid, and when it came to food and soda, I always ate there's a lot of corn where I grew up. I ate as much corn as I wanted, just cob after cob after cob. And it's like, in the morning when my mom would make breakfast, sometimes we'd have pancakes. I remember having a dozen pancakes as a kid. Like, no wonder I was able to perform athletically, When I ate the carbs, I did really good, but I didn't make the connection, right? I didn't make the connection. My Opa would make blueberry pancakes, and there's a lot of maple syrup where I'm from, so it's divine. It's so good. And boom, put the honey, put the maple syrup on the pancakes, and it was like, those are the best days. Those are the days you remember going out on the boat. Those are the days you remember going out in the bush and running on the four-wheeler. Those are the days. If you're not into smoothies, if you're not into bananas, if you're not into what I've been eating lately, you don't have to be. Like, when I started, guys, I would have a jar of jam, no problem. Like, no problem. I didn't add sugar to it, so I didn't add any sugar. I would just have this, and this is, per 100 grams, you're getting 60 grams of carbs, okay? Very little protein, very little salt, and very little fat. So this is a 350 jar, and I would smash that for the morning, because I was outside all the time and I needed to walk and I needed to be able to handle the sun, and I needed to have the energy to see what's going on around me and make sure I had my wits about me. So if you're not into smoothies, have some jam. Have some of it. I love it, and I love it still, and I'm probably gonna finish this as I'm done this video. So that's what's gonna get me going this morning. I had figs, and it was like I ate half a kilo of figs. I ate half, and then I went, you know what? I'm still hungry. Like I still want something. So where did I go? I went to the gym. Oh, it's processed. Oh, like, yeah, we're over that, I hope, because it's pure goodness. And it brings me back to these really good memories of having homemade jam and eating the pancakes in the morning and having the maple syrup. And yeah, drinking the sodas. And I was crazy for candy. Like, I remember my father getting so mad because we'd be at my brother's soccer games and be like, you always want to eat something, cotton candy, you always want to have fuzzy peaches, you always want Sour Patch Kids, you always want the sour cherries. And he was just sick of, I don't know, buying it or whatever. But I was crazy for candy as a kid. And, you know, I had crazy energy too. I was very running around, very athletic. I was a very active kid, and I'm very happy to have had those experiences. So never once did I think I would get onto coffee. You know, like, would you ever give a child coffee? You would never do that. You would never give coffee to a baby. So why do you give it to yourself? Because you get to a point where you've so given up on the things that made you feel good, which was sugar, because the whole world has brainwashed us and told us that sugar is bad, because if everybody was on sugar, the world would be a happier, healthier, fitter place. There would be a lot less problems, and there'd be a lot more abundance of love and giving. And that's the truth. There'd be a lot less war and like all these things, all these problems that we have going on are ultimately problems of the individual, and the individual not nourishing themselves properly, so they can't think properly and they can't take on the world and see the world properly. That's just the bottom line. So the more you kind of tap into what it was like to be a kid, and if you can remember or have those good memories, the easier this is going to be on you. And you can snack on this. You don't have to have it all in one bang, because I feel as though many people are coming from a very meat-centered diet, and that's pretty standard, you know? So you have to realize that 6 weeks isn't going to do it. You know, 6 months didn't do it for me. I'm finally even getting more refined, more strict. And the word strict sounds bad, but it's just, I'm able to just funnel out the noise. I'm able to funnel out the things that I know are not going to make me excel in my day. Why would I want to eat that when I know it's going to slow down my blood flow? It's going to make my digestion not so good. It's going to disrupt my sleep. It's going to spike my cortisol. It's like these things are unnecessary. And I'm smart enough to know to make the right decision and to go for this. This is what's going to give me what I need. This is what's going to make me happy. This is going to give me gratitude. This is going to give me energy. So just a quick video of being a kid, or looking like you want to be a kid. Just a reminder, like, I'm 35, okay? When I was 30, I looked horrendous. In my first video, there's pictures. I was pushing 170 pounds and I was just looking for everything on the outside to fix me. I had these ridiculous fake nails. I put on so much makeup. I put on so much perfume. I spent so much money on skincare at that time. My life is a lot simpler when it comes to beauty routines and standards now. I think there's a lot of value in self-care and getting massages or giving yourself massages, taking time out of your day just to rest. You can just be grateful, just relax. So yeah, I'm not 20 years old and people seem to think that, oh, you're young and you can get away with this, like, but you haven't seen me before. You're only seeing me now. You're only seeing me at my most, like, the most vital that I've been since I was a kid. So that's the video for today. If you have any questions and comments, please leave them down below. Appreciate you all being here, and I'll see you in the next one.